And I would ask you to stand and lead us in the saying of the Pledge of Allegiance.
Oh, there's the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good positions, yes, indeed. Good afternoon to you all. Good afternoon. Indeed. I'm taken aback just for a moment here by the amplification of my voice by this odd device. So you'll forgive me for taking a moment to growing accustomed to this. I want to welcome you all here today, and to start off by saying what an honor it is to be here on this day. Once again here in Morristown, the site of two encampments during the Revolutionary War. Indeed, the Arnold's Tavern, which you had just heard, was the headquarters for the first encampment, and the Ford Mansion, of course, was the headquarters for the 79 into 80 encampment. Now, I hope you are all enjoying this rather pleasant weather we have here today.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. Yes. Now, I can tell you, when I was here for the winter of 79 and 80, it was perhaps the severest winter of the Revolutionary War. You've heard stories of the encampment at Valley Forge.
Yes.
That winter was mild compared to the winter here. We had severe snowstorms throughout the month of January. Snow drifts up to 12 feet high, if you could imagine. Nathaniel Greene referred to this time here as one of the darkest hours of our American prospects. Our treasury was dry, our magazines were empty, the men yet again were starving, without supplies and food, indeed without clothing. It was indeed some of the most desperate times of the war were right here. So, and I believe there are many revolutionary soldiers buried nearby. So before I continue and before the remainder of my staff continues, I would like to begin with a moment of silence to acknowledge all who indeed gave their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor in the cause of liberty and independence. So just, if you will indulge me for just a moment, please. Amen.
That's good. It is my deep personal pleasure to be here. I'm proud to be here. It is a privilege, as immediate past president and on behalf of the Rotary Club of Morristown, to recognize today more than 5 decades of service to our community performed by Glenn K. Towers. Presentation of a living monument. Glenn doesn't know about this. Not supposed to. I'll dispense with the usual flattery that could be depressing to at least one of us. I won't dwell on the immense and singular talents as a businessman and organizer. Put on my glasses.
Hold the mic closer.
I don't bring glasses for nothing. They're supposed to be on my face. I won't congratulate you on the extraordinary talents of your wife, Eleanor, who's with us today. And by the way, for those of you that have the opportunity today, it's happy birthday for Eleanor. I think 59. Or that you continue to be a doting father and grandfather. I won't go into all of those other activities in which you are the president, the chairman, or a trustee, which included the Morristown Partnership, American Legion Post 59, the Morristown Rotary Club, Washington Association of New Jersey, the Evergreen Cemetery Association, the Community Theater, and the United Methodist Church of Morristown. There are others. I won't go into your years of service as a volunteer fireman with the Resolute Hook and Ladder Company #1. I also will not go into your no-nonsense approach to volunteer work, your endless questions, your comments, sounding the opinion of your collaborators, all sides of this situation, driving everybody to wit's end. That's supposed to be fun. Okay, all kidding aside, this is how you achieved so many things over the course of 5 decades. As a primary note, Glenn founded Morristown Beautiful Inc. in 1974, a nonprofit organization dedicated to the improvement of public and private property throughout the community. His daughter, Linda Count Schneider, currently serves on the board of Morristown Beautiful. One of your most endearing qualities is your honest sense of poetry, your love and your admiration for everything that beautifies your community. Trees form a connecting thread in the fabric of your restoration projects, including town sidewalks, about 15 parks, maybe most notably the Morristown Green. Accordingly, a tree is chosen to be planted in your name, a tree that will carry forward the vision of all that you have brought us for the next 200 years. I'm delighted to be here. I'm proud to be here. My respect for your talents, your persistence, and your character knows no bounds. Thank you for setting the bar so high and the example of service to your community. He went to George Washington Grammar School. Don't forget it.
Amplification device has been taken from me, so you'll have to rely on my own voice. Can you hear me? Yes. Can you hear me? Yes. Very good. Oh dear.
Oh, dear. Here. Sir.
No, that's quite all right.
All right.
There are only a few members of my staff are aware of this. Not only have I grown gray, but nearly blind in the service of my country. That's better. By the President of the United States of America, a proclamation that President of the United States, I'm not very comfortable with that title as of yet, I must say. A proclamation. Whereas our humble and noble servant, Glenn Couts Sr., has been the president of Morristown Green for 39 years. Hip hip! Hip hip! Hip hip! I'm certain you can do better than that. When I say hip hip, you thrust your fist in the air and say huzzah like you mean it. So let's try that one more time. Whereas our humble and noble servant, Glenn Couts Sr., has been the president of the Morristown Green for 39 years. Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! And whereas he has overseen with care and given much attention to the stewardship of the Morristown Green and its trustees, whereas he has a special love of the American elm tree. Now, therefore, we dedicate this young sapling in his honor, so that in generations to come, future trustees and visitors to this lush sanctuary, which is the heart and soul of Morristown, will be forever reminded of his inestimable contributions. Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Given under my own hand at the town of Morristown on this, the 16th day of October, in the year of our Lord, 2016. Yours affectionately, George Washington.
Everybody, all right? This is, we're all here. So, as I was saying to Glenn, the wonderful thing about this tree, about this location, about this park, this is going to grow into, you know, what's known as a full-form tree. It will express a canopy that's large, huge, symmetrical in nature, and absolutely gorgeous. And it will shelter birds and animals. You know, mothers, sons, daughters. People will lie under this tree. You know, their hopes, their dreams, their wishes will manifest, or will go through their head in the peace and the quiet that exists on the Morristown Green. That's right, isn't it? I got it. A tree, there's nothing like a huge tree. And Glenn has been, I mean, the champion of trees all across Morris County, and particularly here. It's, you know, if you look around the forest, small forest on the Morristown Green bears witness to that. And this is going to be a great one.
Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip! Huzzah! Hip hip!
Well, I just want to say one thing. I went to George Washington's. Doesn't exist anymore, but very nice. I appreciate everything you guys have done.
Now we have one last job for you, Glenn. There's a shovel and some soil. Now, mind you, this is not dirt, this is soil. A shovelful needs to be placed. I mean, it's barely completely planted, so if you would be kind enough to place a shovel of soil at the base of the tree. It's kind of small, but I think that's good. Who else? General, would you care to grace us with sorry, let the general put a shovel of soil with your tree?
Perhaps this way, for anyone who may be sketching this event. However, I do not feel comfortable having a cannon pointed at me.
Hello, Your Excellency. Lafayette? General Lafayette?
Always prefer killing your...
Yes, indeed, sir.
Very well. Oops. Officers do not have to do this for themselves, huh?
Yes, indeed, Your Excellency. You may.
As I said, I am no farmer.
No.
Perhaps one day.
We have to do it.
All right, all right. I'm going to preempt this.
In order of rank here.
Maybe one flanking.
What a great having to get this on.
As I mentioned before, I went to George Washington.
Yeah.